Okay, now I think you can hear me, right? I hope.
Yes, thank you, Jeff.
Okay, all right. All right, I was rattling on as soon as you introduced me, Kim. Thank you for that. I want to do a quick time check because I believe the congressman may be coming on at some point, and I don't want to run into that important period of time. So can we do a quick check on that?
It is 9:32. Would you like for me to turn my video on as we approach 9:45?
Yeah. If it's
Okay.
9:45, I'm going to have to actually move through this pretty fast. Okay, so Kim and Jorge, thank you very much. Yesterday, Jorge and I were going back and forth and saying that it looks like we may be back in the office as federal employees. And then sure enough, it did happen. The president signed the legislation. So I'm here in my office in Charleston, South Carolina, as of this morning, and welcoming all of our federal employees back. You know, I just got to say, it's 43 days is a long time, longest shutdown that I have been through. And I've been with the federal government in one capacity or another since about 1991. So I've seen it all. And this was relatively surreal in that it did go this long, but we're here now. And that's the good thing. That's what we're celebrating. I want to say as well that just because federal employees, except those that were accepted and working full time, a number of us were intermittent. I was one of those, so I was doing some work each week for different things that needed to be done. But also we had our contract workforce in IOOS that was busy the entire time. They never stopped working, they were funded. And so we were able to rely on them to keep the wheels cranking. But we are settling back in, a lot of procedural stuff that we need to go through this morning, but it's great to be back. And Sharon, just a quick shout out to you. Glad to see that you're a new member with the GCOOS group. So beautiful day here in Charleston. And I got to tell you, you know, when I woke up this morning, it was still dark and I headed into the office, and I was glad I turned on the light before I left the kitchen because our geriatric cat left a poop on the floor in the house. And I'm thinking right now, having said that, it is such a beautiful day, and that's okay. So celebrating being back in the office and recognizing that geriatric cats will do things like this every once in a while. I wanted to give you quickly an update on my status. Some of you may know, many perhaps not. I have been acting since Carl Goldman left as the acting director of IOOS since May. Chris Ezell has been the incumbent deputy, and she and I have been working very well together. But I do plan to retire. That was known quite a while ago when they first asked me to do this. I'm double hatting between this office and my office for coastal management, which is my regular day job. Right now, my timing is probably sometime in about mid-January when I will be moving on. Chrissa Ezell is going to be stepping up as the acting director for IOOS at that point in time. So I want you to know that. That's a part of our continuity. We have more T's to cross and I's to dot as we approach that time. I had the good fortune to be with the RA directors and staff in Traverse City for the fall meeting. That was a wonderful event, and it was for a number of the directors, other than being in multiple virtual conferences and updates on a bi-weekly basis with the directors since May. It was really good to see a number of them who I did already know a number of the folks in person. So let me get started with the IOOS Program Office Update. I'm going to move through this really fast. And what I did was to try to highlight in this presentation in bold and or red color, I think I used, the certain things that I wanted you to take away as important key points on the slides that I will show you. This presentation is actually pretty dense, and I think afterward it should be fine. That, you know, we'll get this to Jorge and company, and then that presentation can be made available to you. There's nothing in here that is sensitive or otherwise. So very quickly, budget on the front end. This is really a 9-year trend. It shows what the president's budgets and then the enacted levels for both the national program And for the regional associations funding has been, you see that things have leveled off over the last several years, 23 through 25. That means that effectively the buying power of IOOS is not keeping pace because the budgets have not increased. The last, on the histogram here, the last column there, 2026, reflects the Senate and House marks, full committee marks for the RA funding level. Next slide, please.
Jeff, we seem to have lost your audio.
Okay, are we back?
We've got you back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So for NOS, we have a level in the president's budget of $434 million. That is quite a bit below FY24 enacted. And one thing to point out here is that this is actually inflated already because the president's budget did include $100 million in transfers from oceanic and atmospheric research in NOAA. That would go toward other NOAA programs, in this case, NOS. So it's a bit, okay, all right, there we go. Those include Ocean Acidification Program, the Ocean Exploration and Research Program, and Global Ocean Monitoring and Observations. None of these transfers are currently moving forward. So no money has left OAR and no money has come into NOS. It remains to be seen what will happen there. But the budget right now for NOS is inflated by about 100 million in that 434 million level. For the IOOS national program, the PPA that provides the funding for the national program is down by 34 million in the president's budget from the FY24 enacted level. So that's where the funding for basically the staffing and the work to be done by the national office comes from. That will have an impact because it's spread across other offices, including Coast Survey, co-ops, and the National Geodetic Survey. And then the really bad news is that the president's budget zeroes out the regional associations or regional observations PPA. We have on the horizon now a CR prospect for at least a period of time, certainly through January in the just passed legislation. So that is the key update for that. Okay, next slide. All right, the committee marks. The Senate, really quickly, what did the Senate do compared to the president's budget? Well, it restored the proposed terminations for the RAs. And I just put it this way, that numbers speak. When the Senate speaks and the House speaks, they're very aligned here. They are both speaking the same language. They're putting the money back in. So 43.5 million in the Senate for regional observations. That's a small increase, 1 million over FY24. And then for the House, really good news. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but the proposed terminations were restored. And we have 56 million as the placeholder in the House mark, which is 13.5 million over 24. There's also report language sprinkled throughout both the Senate and House marks, and that language is really very, very favorable for what IOOS does. It speaks directly and affirmatively to the role in observations and forecasting, in HABs and resilience, gliders, wind energy sighting, and even engagement with the private sector in a variety of areas, including accelerators and the data buys or intention, desire, whatever. I would say opportunity for data buys and closer affiliation with the private sector. Next slide, please. Go back. Okay, there we go. Thank you. All right, so office updates, quick list here. We have been going through a process. I think many of you recognize this, that the Secretary of Commerce has required and is in the and continues to be in the process of approving all grant and contract actions over 100K. So despite that, we had to go through the machinations and working with NOAA and DOC to get out the FY25 core funding for the RAs. That was approved and allotted. We have that money available now through through the current rest of this year and then through most of next year. BIL funding, same thing, 3 to 5 funding is approved and allotted for the essentially the maintenance of the systems and the observations. And then the NOFO for the next 5-year funding for the RAs is in process. And this is like job number 1 right now. That NOFO has been within NOAA for quite a while, and we have yet to be able to break it loose. The shutdown did not help. 43 days of not being able to do a darn thing with that. We need to get back on the stick with that. We have our Deputy Assistant Administrator, Rachel Dempsey in NOS, right there at the forefront working with us and making this one of the highest NOS priorities to move as quickly forward on that, get it approved and get it out in a published form soon. Just not acknowledging that the IOOS Act reauthorization is kind of on the horizon. The end of 2025, that will expire, but that's okay because authorizations are, you know, they continue on in a way. But just acknowledging the work of the RAs in working with congressional members in order to, you know, have this bipartisan legislation, and you know, the Congressman Mike Ezell as well. You know, kudos to everybody involved in that and keeping IOOS on the forefront of what the congressional intentions will be. We had major staff losses, as you well know, within NOAA, about 25%, 20-25% of staff. And then we have many actings going on, including IOOS. So I'm acting, we have acting at subordinate levels because one of our division chiefs actually left, as in addition to Carl Goldman, and we are doing the best we can to maintain continuity. And a lot of that continuity has been reflected in the work that I have been doing along with Krissa in ensuring that our IOOS leadership team is you know, in place, working well together, and that everything that we are doing is supporting the staff and the work of the staff within IOOS and the work with the RAs. Now I'm getting some beeps. How am I doing on time? Do I need to hurry up, Kim, or what's the deal?
It is 10:45.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you, I'm not going to get through the rest of this. Let me go to the next slide. Go to the next slide. Okay, these 2 slides speak for themselves. These are our IOOS Office priorities for FY26. Administrative focus on cooperative agreements and contracts. Environmental compliance is a huge part of that. That's the second bullet. We're putting a lot of resources into that. We know it's a concern of the RAs, and we know that the cooperative agreements and the NOFO are a concern as well. So those 2 items, you know, we are definitely on top of those. Advancing the data management and cyber infrastructure capabilities. Continue. Next slide, please. Modeling and computing, this is a big deal. Neil Jacobs, Dr. Jacobs is our new administrator. We know that he is a modeling guru, and he is very intentional about how it is that NOAA is using modeling, using AI to do its job better. So he has a great interest in what it is that we do and how to ensure that what the National Ocean Service is doing for its modeling implementation plan aligns well with what the RAs are doing. The RAs are focused on user needs. NOAA has big Uber models, and how is it that we bring those 2 together in a more symbiotic, intentional way to support going both directions. Impact of the Ocean Observing Program. Some of the stuff that Jorge said on the front end was very helpful to that. Your success stories are really important to how it is that we continue to promote and to make visible what IOOS does within NOAA and beyond NOAA. So please continue to do that, get those stories out. And then AI. AI is a big deal. NOAA is all over that. You all are all over it as well. And we are going to continue to work that angle. So next slide. I think I only have 1 or 2 more. All right, these, I covered a little bit of this already. We did some IOOS budget scenario planning when the president's budget came out because we were really concerned and looked at different scenarios for what that might mean. Right now, you know, given those 2 marks, we're hoping that things are going to actually pan out okay. Even if it's a CR, if it's a CR, it'll just be at the same level, presumably, but we don't know that for sure. Workload capacity issues, the oversight by the Secretary for grants and contracts, that continues. And then IOOS leadership team continuity. Next slide, please. All right, and then just quick kudos to GCOOS. Jorge, you touched on a couple of these. Yeah, want to acknowledge and celebrate the fact that you've got 20 years under the belt. Going back about that amount of time, I actually took physical oceanography at Texas A&M in graduate school from Worth and Allen. So thinking about the founding membership of GCOOS and how long it's been around and how effective it's been. The hurricane season, I mean, huge. The glider network, working with the Argo floats as well through GOMO, and the things that a number of the Gulf and Southeast in particular RAs are doing to improve, you know, the ability to forecast, especially hurricane intensity. HAB monitoring, both, you know, what it is that IOOS is doing through the National Program for Monitoring, as well as National Centers for Coastal Ocean Science, bringing that all together. And then, yeah, the Ocean Highways Global Trade Story Map from the student was really impressive. I looked at that this morning, and I was really glad to be able to see that. So great to be working with the next generation of people that will be active in this field. All right, that was pretty quick. Thank you for a little bit of additional time to share with you.
Thank you, Jeff. And we'll make sure your presentation is available. And if we get any questions, we'll send them along to you so we can get some answers. Thank you again.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
I believe that Joe Nicholson is with us in the participant audience. I don't see the list here with me, Joe, but I think I saw that you joined. So I am pleased to welcome Joe Nicholson to our 2025 All Members Meeting. Joe is the Chief of Staff of Congressman Mike Ezell, the U.S. Representative for Mississippi's 4th Congressional District. Congressman Ezell has been a champion for GCOOS, and his strong endorsement has helped raise awareness and bolster the support in Congress for GCOOS and the entire IOOS network. Just this past March, Congressman Ezell introduced the IOOS reauthorization bill to the House of Representatives, and the bill currently has 27 bipartisan co-sponsors, a record number of any of our bipartisan sponsors. We truly appreciate Congressman Ezell and his incredible staff, such as Joe, for the persistent dedication that supports the work that GCOOS and IOOS and our partners do in the Gulf of America. So thank you, Joe, for joining us today and to share some remarks on behalf of Congressman Ezell.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Am I good? Can everybody hear me?
We can.
Yeah, perfect. So obviously the government shutdown has made some changes to today's schedule. The congressman's currently on a plane right now after last night's vote. So I do have a statement from the congressman that on behalf of him, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity here today. The congressman is proud to support the Integrated Ocean Observance System and the Gulf Regional System. The program plays a vital role in strengthening America's maritime economy, improving safety, and advancing national security. The IOOS bill was introduced earlier this year, as you spoke about, in July. Currently, we have 28 now, bipartisan co-sponsors, and all regions receive full funding for the fiscal year 2025. And we expect the bill to move through the Senate Commerce Committee in the coming months. So now that we've got open back up, we hope we can get this moving. Here on the Gulf Coast, that's what's important to us. The Gulf Coast delivers the ocean and coastal data that so many industries depend on, from commercial fishing to seafood operations, offshore energy, marine construction, vessel navigation. Their buoys, radar networks, gliders provide real-time information and keep our port safe. Supports search and rescue operations and improves the hurricane forecasting, which is very important to us here on the Gulf Coast, as many of you know. The system also helps the Corps of Engineers to plan smarter dredging operations, aids Coast Guard missions, even sports AI-driven innovations that makes ocean data more accessible to maritime operators and emergency managers, which again, along this coast is a very important issue with us. But in short, the IOOS and the Gulf Coast OOS are critical to our coastal economy, our environment, and our national security. And what I want to make sure that I get the point across today is the Congress needs to continue to advocate for the full support and advancement of this program. So you have his full support. And but thank y'all for having us this morning. We understand the importance of it. We're here with you.
Thank you so much, Joe, for those words. And we couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for the constituencies such as those in Mississippi of your office and Congressman Mike Ezell, that we're here to serve their needs and the opportunity to hear from what is important for you. So this has been very valuable. Please pass our appreciation to Congressman Ezell, and we hope that in the future we can have him again, as he's obviously a champion for GCOOS and IOOS. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So just a final thought, the main thing that our message is to each one of you today is that we support the program. We understand it. We're engaged in it. We grew up here. I live here. He lives here. Many of our staffers, we grew up on the Gulf Coast. We understand the importance of it and the work each one of you are doing, and we appreciate it very much. And we look forward to supporting it in the future.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. I know that you are busy, and so please pass our appreciation to Congressman Ezell. And Kim, I don't know if you want to add anything else?
Yes, I just also wanted to thank you so much for the support. We've got a lot of fantastic activities going on, and it only gets done through the support of your office and Congressman Ezell. So thank you again very much for being here today. We greatly appreciate it.
And one last quick thing from us, as many of you know, in our DC office, I fly back and forth. I'm in the district when he's in the district. I'm in DC when he's in DC, except for now because we had some engagements that I needed to do while he had to fly up. But what there is change all the time in the DC office, and I will let each one of you know that we will have a new natural resources person that will be coming on board in our office soon. Which I know is important to y'all, who handles our natural resources issue. She's a young lady from right here on the Gulf Coast that understands the Gulf Coast. And reach out to our office if you have any questions when it comes to any of this stuff. She'll be in place, and she's going to do a great job. She used to work for a member out of Alabama, Mr. Jerry Carl, who was a representative there, handled all his Gulf Coast portfolio. So we were lucky enough to get her on board, and you'll see her soon for those of you who do come to DC. So I appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Joe. It will be great to meet her as soon as it's possible after she joins your team. We're looking forward to that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim. Back to you.